Okay, let's dive right in. I want you to picture something, a truly massive construction site. You've got cranes swinging overhead, welders sending showers of sparks everywhere, and hundreds of people moving in this really complex, really dangerous dance. Or, hey, maybe picture an aerospace project, where every single millimeter counts. How in the world do you keep every single person safe when one tiny mistake could be, well, catastrophic?
So that's the core question, right? And the answer isn't just about hard hats and a few warning signs. Not even close. It's about a meticulously designed system, an operational blueprint that tries to anticipate every danger and engineer safety into every single action. Today, we're going to deconstruct one of these blueprints, the Space Alliance HSC manual, and see how you turn rules on a page into a living, breathing culture of safety.
And here it is, the key takeaway right from the jump. We are not talking about some dusty binder regulations that just sits on a shelf. This manual is the master plan. It's the central nervous system for the entire operation. It dictates how every single task, from the most basic to the most hazardous, gets done safely.
Unlike any great plan, it all starts with the people. Before a single bolt is turned, before one beam is lifted, you have to establish a crystal clear structure of who is responsible for what. Let's see how they build this out.
Now, what I find really smart about this is the deliberate separation of powers. You've got the project manager, right? They control the resources, the money, and in a crisis, they're the commander. But then you have the safety and health officer. This is your on-the-ground expert. Their whole job is to advise, inspect, and investigate. This creates this brilliant system of checks and balances. The person in charge of the budget isn't the same person signing off on daily safety, which is so crucial for preventing corners from being cut just to save a little time or money.
But here's the thing about these massive projects. It's never just one company's employees. You've got dozens of subcontractors, all with their own teams and their own way of doing things. So how do you make sure everyone is playing by the same safety rulebook? Well, you build it into the partnership right from day one.
And here's exactly how they do it. It's a three-stage filter. First, before a subcontractor even sets foot on site, they're screened. Do they meet the legal standards? Do they meet the company's standards? Then, mobilization. This is where you verify the actual people. Do they have their valid CIDB cards? That's the industry certification that proves they're qualified. And finally, and this is key, it doesn't stop there. Post-mobilization means they are constantly being monitored. It's a powerful message. Safety isn't a one-time checkbox. It's a continuous process.
Okay, so the teams are in place, everybody's vetted. Now let's switch gears. Let's follow a worker as they show up for their shift. The very first stop before anything else is gearing up.
This isn't just a work uniform. Think of it as a personal armor system. Every single piece is designed to counter a specific common threat on a job site. The helmet for impact from above, the vest for visibility, the boots for unstable ground, and of course goggles and gloves for projectiles or sharp edges. Together, this is the absolute baseline of personal safety.
And there is zero ambiguity on this. This isn't a friendly suggestion. It is a non-negotiable condition of being on that site. The rule is simple because it absolutely has to be.
So, the gear is on, what's next? The game plan, that's hierarchy. Think of it like this. You're planning a road trip through a potentially dangerous area. First, you'd identify the hazards on the map, right? Then you'd assess the risk of each one. And finally, you'd decide on your controls, the detours or precautions you'll take. Every single team does this before their work begins for the day.
I love this. It's such a simple yet incredibly powerful piece of visual communication. Anyone, it doesn't matter what language they speak or what their job is, can understand this in a split second. Green means go, red means stop, and if there's no tag at all, you assume it's red. This simple system stops a worker from accidentally stepping onto a scaffold that's not safe. It's a brilliant low-tech solution to a very high-stakes problem.
So our worker is geared up, they've got their plan, the immediate area looks safe. But now they have to do something that has a much higher level of risk built right into it. The rules are about to change.
This is the magic number, 1.8 meters. It might not seem that high. It's about the height of a tall person. But in the world of industrial safety, this is the official line in the sand between normal work and high-risk work. It's a threshold based on decades of data showing the point at which falls become potentially fatal.
So the moment your feet cross that 1.8-meter line, a whole new set of protocols just clicks into place. It's not just about your standard gear anymore. Now a safety lanyard and a full-body harness are absolutely mandatory. And even more importantly, you need special permission to even start the job.
And that permission is the Permit to Work, or PTW. This is the final checkpoint. It's a formal document that says, okay, we have looked at this specific high-risk job, we've confirmed all the safety controls are in place, the team is briefed, the conditions are right. It's literally like a pilot's final pre-flight check. Only when that PTW is signed can the work actually begin.
But hey, a safe site isn't just about preventing falls and other obvious physical dangers. Some of the most serious hazards are the ones you can't even see. So, how does this blueprint handle those invisible threats?
Let's talk about noise. Hearing loss from noise is a serious, permanent injury. So, for context, 85 decibels is about as loud as a passing diesel truck. It might not seem deafening in the moment, but if you're exposed to that all day, it causes real, irreversible damage. So the moment the ambient noise on site crosses that line, ear protection becomes just as mandatory as your safety helmet.
And this disciplined approach, it extends to a whole spectrum of other threats. You're handling chemicals. You have to have the safety data sheet, which tells you exactly what the risks are and what gear you need. Hygiene? It's actively managed to stop disease from spreading. Even something as simple as storing materials is regulated. Nothing stacked higher than a meter to prevent it from toppling over. And finally, security isn't just a fence. It's a whole system to monitor every person and vehicle, protecting the site from outside risks too.
So, we've seen the people, we've seen the gear, the permits for specific jobs. But if you zoom out from all these individual rules, you start to see that they're all designed to do something much, much bigger. They're designed to build a culture. Because when you put all these pieces together, you realize the end game isn't just compliance. It's about creating an environment where safety becomes instinctive, where every single person on that site, from the project manager to the newest hire, feels a sense of ownership and responsibility, not just for themselves, but for the person working right next to them.
And this is how you build that culture, brick by brick. A 5S culture of daily housekeeping. That's not just about being tidy. It's about systematically getting rid of tripping hazards and fire risks. Managing waste properly prevents contamination and accidents. It all feeds into this proactive mindset where the whole team works together, because safety isn't just the safety officer's job, it's everyone's job.
And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? After breaking down this blueprint, it seems pretty clear. A manual can give you the framework, but real safety, the kind that gets everyone home in one piece at the end of the day, that comes from turning those rules into a shared, collective mindset that everybody lives and breathes. What do you think?